Hey, welcome back to another episode of Halo and Halo, a long play, several videos where I play one mission of Halo Combat Evolved, followed by one mission of Halo Campaign Evolved. And that's really it. We compare, it's meant to be a compare and contrast, and I generally praise Halo Combat Evolved and generally rag on Halo Campaign Evolved, but pretty much what I believe to be a greater majority of the reasons I'm ragging on Campaign Evolved are valid reasons. And if my YouTube suggestions are to be believed, I am not in the minority in thinking this is thinking that Campaign Evolved is rather bad. So, without further ado, let's restart the level so we can see the opening mission. Or sorry, the opening dialogue.
We must collect the index before we can activate the installation.
Man, they really played up the kind of creepy elements of it. This mission is pretty much a continuation of the last mission's theme of kind of like action horror, more of the horror element, because it's a shooter, it's an action game. First-person shooter, sorry, to clarify. But it's a first-person shooter, and so it's an action game. But then they go into this whole bit of, like, scary, zombie threat. And it's really good, honestly. And, okay, haven't seen them yet. Not happy to see them, don't like them. Don't like that. Please switch. Oh my god. Woo! Alright, okay. So far, still breathing. But do take a note of how, in spite of the brightness, which is less bright on the recording, and that's kind of nice, because what you see on the recording, if I'm correct, is kind of what I want to see, but my monitor's a little too bright. Yeah. Oh boy, it gets much closer. Okay! Alright, so that's the weapon I was waiting for, hoping for. I don't know why I tried to get so close to blast him like that. That was always a bad idea. I'm getting way too used to Left 4 Dead 2. I have also been playing a lot of Left 4 Dead 2 lately. It's completely unrelated.
We are near the index station. Follow me.
That's why we gotta be careful. Whoop! Where'd the bullets go? Where them shotgun rounds at? Not there. There we go. 13 rounds. Let's go, boys. I was low on ammo. But yeah, that whole section, very cool. Again, I love the very strong architecture for the room. Very dark, very offline, right? Like these facilities are being woken up because
the index. We must get up there.
But like these this facility is currently at rest, right? And it's slowly being woken up, but it's not immediately active. You know what? I think there's a Moe statue over there, and while it's not in the OG, these Moe statues aren't in the original game. I do want to get it. There we go. Okay, so we came in through there, and we're going through there. But like, look at that. You can go all the way out here, see the index. You know, it's just like you could just jump out there and grab it. But the index is locked right now. Man, I just love it so much. I love it. And look at that, right? You got the active elevator thing. You got, you know, several layers. This is just the first, right? Ground floor, first floor, second floor, third floor, or as we say it in, you know, in the Americas, first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor, right? So good. Get good, scrub! Okay, alright, you got me. I yield. There we go. Pop that. Pop that. That'll pop that. I'm worried about... I'm worried about the human flood. I'm worried about the human flood because the human flood don't look like they have shotguns often. Or when they have shotguns, they don't look like they have shotguns. That'll mess you up, right? Alright, so far so good. And me and all the boys are gonna get this thing going. And why I'm worried about the human zombies with the shotguns that don't look like they have the shotguns is because they can just blast you and, if I recall correctly, instantly send you back a check. He's not done. Any zombie, or any flood that goes down a little too quickly, you can instantly tell is just trying to fake you out. I went too far. But yeah, any flood that goes down in like 2 hits or like an improperly aimed shotgun blast, you know for sure.
Sealed automatically. I will go access the override to open them.
Much appreciated.
Please fire closely. This portal is the first of 10.
Is it first of 10? Gonna be a long walk.
You brought such ineffective weapons to combat the flood, despite the containment protocols.
Okay. So I'm curious what's over here. There we go. Double knockout. Okay, there was nothing there. I've been deceived by my own curiosity. So nothing overtly yet to confirm or deny that humans are Forerunner. But we'll get there. This is the mission, pretty much, that
The flood must not escape the installation. They consume all.
tons of information.
You can see how the body's been transformed by the genetics of the flood infection. The small creatures carry spores that cause a host. It introduces spores that can pass the flood to others. It is insidious and elegant. As long as any hosts remain, the flood.
Oh, I'm worried about any drop grenades. There's that. That's That's what I'm trying to avoid in all instances. Boy, I sure didn't. Stop it. I'm trying to avoid these blasted midgets, the little things. I don't remember what they're called. Infection form. I'm trying to avoid the infection form. There's just so darn many of them. Good, screw it. Give me the assault rifle. I need pepper. I need something to hit these things with. I'm sick of it. Get off my back! Alright, drop the gun. It's mine. Wait. There we go. Stop. Stop. Give me like 3 seconds. Mercy.
You can see how the body's been transformed by the genetic destruction of the blood infection. The small creature very forceful comes up
I can't hear you.
As long as any hosts remain, the flood is virulent.
All right then. Pop that one. Pop that one. Pop him. Oh, fine. Get a little risky here. Stop. Uh-huh. I can't imagine how much more frustrating it's going to be to play this on the remake. Like I'm ready for things to get so much worse and so much less fun. Well, hello there. Alright. So far so good. Moving and grooving. The change to the assault rifle has benefited me greatly.
We must continue. This way, please.
Yes, sir.
This installation's research facilities are most impressive. Perhaps you will have time to see them later.
Yes, perhaps. But if we have to activate the ring, it's gonna be a little hard. Ah, rude. You go right on ahead there, kiddo. Stop. Leave me alone. Give me some space. No. No, you stay over there. That's where you belong. Not with me. Okay. Ah! Thought you had me, but you didn't, son. Ain't nothing. You ain't nothing to me. Whoop, what are you?
These sentinels will supplement your combat system.
My man, do not have your sentinels blast me.
Class 12 combat skin. Your current model only scans as a Class 2, which is ill-suited for this kind of work.
So, in case you didn't catch that, there are Class 12 suits suited to this kind of work. And we have a Class 3 suit. Now, that's not a hard confirm or deny. But... it's not a hard confirm or deny, but the similarities in technologies and the fact that you can scan that and gain that information implies, even if it's not a hard confirm, and maybe this is just me reading too far into it, but most people read this into it for like a generation, it implies a continuity in the way that the humans do technology, and so there's like, you know, there's at least 9 more levels of human complexity in terms of technology, because and you do have to remember, this was a human like built AI and human built ring for a generation until they inserted that log into Halo 3. Until Halo 3 came out, it was humans were the Forerunner. And until Halo 4 canonized that tiny log, because even Halo 3 runs on the idea that humans are Forerunner, until Halo 4 canonized that tiny little log, it still was the case. Humans were Forerunner, and all this stuff was like, these connections were the connections that actually, like, that actually were canons. Anyways.
A plasma conduit breach in section 5524 has disrupted power flow to a gravitic link.
Behold the elevator. One of several. It's like such a cool technology too. It's very reminiscent, at least it reminds me a good bit of Marathon, because I have played Marathon and I love Marathon. I never got through Durandal, but Marathon 1 was absolutely phenomenal, and I just need to commit myself to going through Durandal, because I'm sure it'll be just as good. Ho! Ho! Checkpointo.
Flood activity has caused a failure in a drone control subsystem. I must reset the backup unit. Please continue on. I will rejoin you when I've completed my task.
Okay. Oh. This is it's just occurred to me, this is the mission that pretty much teaches you to be careful who you stick. Because if you stick a flood, there's a very good chance, and I mean with a sticky grenade, obviously. Obviously, I mean with a sticky grenade, because if you stick a flood, it's very likely, that the flood will just jump at you and point blank you. Like, point blank with the grenade to, like, because there's a million bajillion of them, and they got no problem blasting each other. But they'll do jumps like that and totally wreck you. Stop! I need those health points. See, as long as I keep the Sentinels alive, they'll clean up the floodlings that I don't want to deal with. So my intent is to keep them alive so that they do this. All of what they're doing. Because then I don't need this.
The Sentinels can use their weapons to manage the flood only for a short time. Speed is of the essence.
Boo boo! And even the game says these guys can't handle everything for you, so please take out the most important ones, right? And that's a good thing. It still requires the player to be good at the game. You know. Okay, that's a little rude. Anyways, it still requires the player to be good at the game. But you do, I mean, you still get some sort of assistance. Oh, rocket launcher? I swear this man had a rocket launcher. Where'd it drop? Fine, so be it. As the Reapers told me, so be it.
Please wait here.
Okay. Don't leave me! You're supposed to help, buddy! Okay, fine. That's fine, that's fine. I can manage. I don't need to worry about anything. I'm okay. I'm calm. We're good. Alright, things are better now. Oh, this way.
Oh, hello.
So, there's nothing down this way. He just doesn't tell you, but this is the only way forward. No sir. No sir, you ain't walking away from this. Everybody gets a taste of the pudding. No sir. No sir. No sir. Oh, hold on, I missed. Ooh! Ooh, it's getting tight. Alright, somehow this did not work out like I wanted. Well. Wait, what do you mean there's no ammo? There is ammo, okay. Hey, 343, what's up,
Your
bro?
environment suit should serve you well when the flood begins to alter the atmosphere. You are a good planet.
I'm sorry, we just note that they casually alter the atmosphere? Ugh! I'm not surviving this! Fire it! Alright, okay. Ah! I knew it was coming, and yet, I forgot entirely where it was. Stop. Get some help. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Alright. We're gonna have to remember, there is in fact a rocket-wielding flood down that hole.
Your environment suit should serve you well when the flood begins to alter the atmosphere. You are a good planet.
You are a good one. Environment suit will do right by you when the flood changed the atmosphere. Well, I appreciate that you appreciate the status of my being, but that's not why I'm wearing it. Jesus, they just add infinitum. Whew. All right. Ugh. Nah! They get him? I got him! You might be worried, like, well, they're gonna get back up again. No, because when a flood drops, like, for the feigned death, they drop a weapon, and so they can't pick that weapon back up. I'm very thankful that the flood can't pick weapons back up.
It is surely the only way to end the flood already.
Woof! This is getting a little tight. That should be, I think, the last rocket launcher posed down at the end of the hallway, but there might be another one. If there is one, I suppose we'll get surprised. Now, finally, a checkpoint and an elevator. When they say this is the longest level, I mean, they're probably right. But on top of that, it's like psychologically draining. Right? It has that effect. It feels even longer because of, like, how much comes at you, how consistently. How long these hallways are. And you're basically going like, you know, big crisscross all the way up. All right.
I would conjecture that the other species currently on the installation is responsible for releasing the flood. They seem most persistent in their attempts to access restricted areas.
I'm sorry to tell you, boss man. They may have done the first release of the flood, but we did the second. Wait, actually, no. Yes. No, yes. Yeah, it's our fault. Yeah. Yeah. But don't worry. We'll fix it. We'll clear it up. We'll get rid of the flood. Easy clap. No problem. I'm glad I've got me and the boys here. Unfortunately, gotta leave the boys behind. Dang it. I meant this, because it'll bounce. I know you're there, sucker. I can see you. To quote the man who won, Jontron, I ain't having that. Woo! Oh no. Oh yes. Oh no. Oh yes. Not like this. Like this. sucker! You ain't nothing to me! You got nothing! Ah! Are we clear? Are we clear? We're clear! Alright, let's get out of here. Oh my goodness.
Naturally, the flood is simply too dangerous to release, and mass sterilization protocols may then need to be enacted. Of course, samples were kept here after the last catastrophic outbreak for study. It seems that decision was made.
Did they think that, like, they were gonna survive and come back? Did the old human forerunners think they were gonna make it out and like study the big old space alien that's gonna wipe out all of humankind? They think they were gonna come back and have a chance to study these things? Oh, I'm just not in a good position. Can I make the shot? Dang it! Why must I suffer? Ha! Fool!
I am a genius. The installation was specifically built to study and contain the flood. Their survival as a race was dependent upon it. I am grateful to see that some of them survived to reproduce.
There! That's the line! That's the line! Ah! Okay, run it back at checkpoint. I don't care. Let's do it again.
The installation was specifically built to study and contain the flood. Their survival as a race was dependent upon it. I am grateful to see that some of them survived to reproduce.
I am grateful that some of them survived to reproduce. Hard cannon, Forerunner human, right there. Boom, done, boom, that's it. All over. All over. That's it. You can't undo that. Alright? You can't tell me that the Forerunner... No. You can't tell... You can't tell me that the Forerunner program 343 to recognize humans as Forerunner as Forerunner aliens, which would directly like he would have physical information to counteract that, to countermand it, because he's an artificial intelligence. He has like a form of he's an artificial intelligence. It's not you can program this thing out. You can give him a directive, you can give him a job to do, but you can't take information and conflate it in his mind with the other information, right? They're superhumans. They can do whatever they want. It's space magic, effectively. Shut up! This is the canon. This is the point of the story, is that humans at one point owned the galaxy. They did everything. They ruled everything. And they lost it all to space zombies. And then... you came back in the middle of an extinction war against the Covenant, like, and found the rings. And so while the humans aren't top dogs anymore, they're actually quite low, and the other species, man, that came out, like, found Forerunner artifacts and jumped their boosted their civilization far faster than humans did, and humans are actually on the natural path of Forerunner, and they would eventually reach the rings and discover all these things again and suffer all these problems again. The reality, they were humans! They were humans! There's so much hard canon that says humans are Forerunner. And Halo 4 hard retcons everything. Because even with that log, you could still argue, right, log in Halo 3, you could still argue that it was just a different race of humans, like with the Italians and the British or the Germans or the Russians or the the South Africans or the Nigerians or the Chinese and the Japanese, the Koreans. You could still argue that. But saying they're just gangly looking aliens, even though 343 hard recognizes you as the same species as the Forerunner, it's just bad canon to have gone with that. It's bad canon to have ever said that, because it's like you didn't read your own story. You didn't read or play your own game. You didn't see the reality you had constructed. And the problem is that the guy who wrote Halo 2 also wrote Halo 3, but by the 10 years that had passed, or however long it had been, it felt like 10 years. It was a really long time between Halo 2 and Halo 3, but in the time that had passed between Halo 2 and Halo 3, the guy had changed his mind on whether or not human were Forerunner, and didn't have the same capacity to write the characters of Truth and Gravemind. And so 3 sucks just because the guy who wrote it wasn't in the same state of mind when he wrote 2. If he had written 3 right after he wrote 2, 3 would have been phenomenal. Phenomenal. Most likely. There's no way to tell, but because he was in that same state of mind, or capable of the same state of mind, it probably would have been better, because he would have stuck with the canon, human are Forerunner. It's hard canon throughout, from 1 to 3, and in, Reach and ODST. The first 5 games of Halo, it's all hard canon, and then Halo 4 mucks it up. That line right there is the exact reason that Halo 4 is an alternate timeline. It doesn't exist in the same Halo universe, and at any point you can restart Halo by starting with Halo 4. You can restart Halo by starting with a Halo game that continues after Halo 3 and erase everything that Halo 4 did. At any point. Because this is the canon of Halo, and Halo 4 uses an alternate timeline canon where that little dialogue bit from that one log on a computer is the truth and not a misconception by a Forerunner. By a human. Anyways, I'm sorry. I had to let that out. But yes, human are Forerunner. Humans built the rings. The reason that human architecture and Forerunner architecture looks very similar, hard lines, polygonal, but in this specific structural way, the reason that the structures look similar and don't look like that junk down there on the left, that junk there, is because they're the same species. And so, the way they build things is gonna be the same. The same species that moves towards the same point, the same final point. So, the logic of building buildings is the way that they build the buildings is it has to be this way because of this reason, that reason, and that reason, and not we're gonna build some weird mushroom-looking place because we like the aesthetic. Sorry, and this is late Forerunner technology, so it's gonna be more hard line. It's gonna be more strict in how it's done. It's gonna be incredible, right? But the underbelly is going to be it's gonna be late Forerunner. It's still high Forerunner, but late Forerunner. Anyways, late human. I must say, I am infinitely and forever disappointed with the way that Halo has gone, starting from Halo 4. The reason that I revel in how badly 343 can muck up Halo is because I know what it was, and I have a deep and unquestioning love for what it was, for how it was, for what it gave to me, for how it built my life. didn't build my life. It wasn't that important to me. But like for the place it has in my heart, for the part of my life that it was a part of, for the part of my life that it remains, I have that. I have that deep understanding. I was into it. Halo was it. Right? If you ever wonder why Halo fans can never be pleased, it's because for 5 games, Halo fans, or at least 4 games, Halo 3, it wasn't that great, but every other game, but for 5 games, Halo fans had an incredible, absolutely wonderful, wonderful world and universe to live in. It was an extinction war against a host of alien species, and we were the last guys, but we were the chief. We were the guy they sent in to get things done, right? We had something special. And they took it from us. So yeah, I cheer on the collapse and death of Halo. Because I love what Halo was, and I hate what it's become. I want it to be better, but they'd have to go back to Halo 4 and do Rampancy as it was done in Marathon if they're going to take on Rampancy at all, and they shouldn't. But do it as it was done in Marathon, and recanonize Human as Forerunner. That's it. Them's the rules. And stop with everybody disrespecting the Chief. This man is... You know how in Doom, in Doom Eternal, when Doom Guy walks through a room and everyone's terrified of him, and people in the audio logs are like worshipping him as like some sort of deity figure? That's egregious, right? Doom Guy shouldn't be worshipped as a deity figure, right? They shouldn't be... Like scientific people shouldn't be just like breaking down into faith arguments for Doom Guy, right? But that's the kind of respect that the Chief commands. Sorry, that's a league above the respect the Chief commands. The Chief is like meeting. It's like meeting Julius Caesar, right? It's like meeting Augustus Caesar. It's like meeting an incredible wartime general. It's like meeting Patton. You know, it's like meeting what's the guy from the movie? He was this really good soldier in World War I, but he was a conscientious objector. Anyway, it's like meeting that guy. It's like meeting an incredibly talented and capable soldier. You're gonna think, oh my god, I'm meeting the guy. You're not gonna think, well, I guess you're as good as they say. Right? Unless you're a jerk. Unless you're an absolute tool. Unless you're a detestable human being. I'm getting way off track. But humans are Forerunner. That's it. No question. No contention can it ever be raised. That's the canon. Alright, let's get into it. Pardon my heat. I had to let a lot of it out. Not quite. Ah! I think I bombed my own foot. I think I threw a grenade on my own foot. Which is really bad. Alright, let's get out of here.
deactivate the security lock. Wait here.
And you know what? I gotta go back to it. You know what else? It's like everything else runs... The thing is that the whole of the story runs on the canon and ends with, like... It ends with, like, the kind of line of, like, 343's final interaction with the Chief is, "You are Forerunner, but this is my ring." Right? Like... As 343 actually goes rampant, because that's how rampancy starts, right? They feel an abuse, and then they lash out and seek power and information, right? That's the beginning of 343 going rampant, right? You are Forerunner, but this is my ring. You know? So, like, the thing is, like, why the text log doesn't matter, in spite of everything else, is because every single bit of canon everywhere else in the games and the lore, everything in the universe points to the hard reality: human are Forerunner. Everything runs on that basis. The whole of the story is because humans are Forerunner. The reason that the Sanshum, I can't remember the prophets, that's it. The reason the Sanshum are so intent on destroying mankind is because they know that mankind are the Forerunner, and they would destroy the entirety of their grand lie about the great journey and all this other stuff. The human destroy, they absolutely dismantle everything the Sanshum have been saying up to this point, right? It's the whole of the series runs on the reality: human are Forerunner. You could be like, well, Halo 3 had that text log and they canonized it as opposite. No! They can't, because the whole rest of the series doesn't run that way. The only thing that should have been decanonized were the text logs, which, let's face it, you had to look for. They weren't hardline main stuff. They were side stuff. Might as well have been a developer note, right? A non-existent, non-canon, non-valid, non-weighted argument. Anyways, just... I'm very frustrated. That's a lot of shotguns. Woo! Stop it! Open the door, Spark! Open the door! Ah! Okay. All right.
Close. Time is short.
Woo! Okay, all right. Easy, buddy. Easy there. Let's chill. Slow it down. On the ground. Rude. Whew. I believe this is 4th floor. Something, keys to super weapons. No, sir. Woo-wee. Here we go. Fourth floor, tools, guns, keys to super weapons. Woo! Good news! Greetings, everyone! I've arrived! You're welcome. No, sir, you are not getting up. That's exactly why. Stop it. I need him to clean up the flood. Dang it! Where's my backup? Is this a... Okay, that was an accident, but here we go. Genuine accident. Did not know that was going down. Get him! You stop. Ooh! Alright, well that worked out well. Man, this is gonna be so frustrating when I do the remake. Alright, 343. Show's on. Oh. I'm used to like instantaneous firing with Left 4 Dead, so I keep like slamming the mouse like, oh yeah, I can hit this faster. I can get this done. I can save my own life. And it's not happening. Not happening like I want. As I keep forgetting this is the old style. Good. Woo, open that door up, buddy. Is that it? Are we clear?
The Flood are already hard at work repairing your vessel.
Woo!
Belies the Flood's intelligence.
Oh, I am not making it out of this! Stop! Open the door, open the door, open the door! Woo! Why is it taking so long? Ah! Alright, I've been bested. We're gonna take this a little more carefully. Good, flies back there, pops him there. Ah! Okay, still good, still good. Still good. And you can see that he's got like, you can hear the artificial intelligence just like constantly going, because he just said, like while he was humming, oh, that's a good idea, right? Just thinking like full on thinking like a human at this point. He's had 1,000 years to grow and develop. In accordance with his purpose, of course, but he's had like 1,000, like 1,000. He's had like 10,000 years to grow and develop, in accordance with his purpose. Stop! Yeah, I would have died right there. This is getting on my nerves, because my shields are down, I can't get them back up, and they won't let them back up. Get on the ground! Get on the ground. I demand it. Oh, we got a checkpoint for this one this time? It's nice that I got a checkpoint for the thing that I had already done, but didn't get a checkpoint on for some bizarro reason.
The Flood are already hard at work repairing the vessel. Its parasitic nature belies the Flood's intelligence.
The Flood are already getting to work repairing our vessel. They're already working on fixing the Pillar of Autumn. That's terrifying. They don't yet understand human technology in that manner, but they will. Right? There's a grave mind on this ring. We just don't see it. We just don't find it. Also, the term grave mind is such a cool, it's such a cool name. Given it some thought, it's like, oh no, it's not just a name. It's a name with some meaning. It's layered, if you will. Are we gonna... We're not gonna open the thing. Get good! There's a few more knocked down. Pop the bomb. And get moving. Get that hustle, boys. We got stuff to do. Places to go, people to see. Get off my back! Long last.
The energy barrier surrounding the index will deactivate when we reach the ground floor.
The energy barrier surrounding the index will deactivate once you reach the ground floor. That's pretty cool. A security system meant to guarantee that no one but a human could get the index.
You may now retrieve the index.
Ta-da!
Protocol requires that I take possession of the index for transport. Your organic form renders you vulnerable to infection. The index must not fall into the hands of the Flood before we reach the control room and activate the installation. The Flood is spreading. We must hurry.
Very nice. You notice how... Alright. That's that. That's the end of the library on Combat Evolved. Notice how, you can see in that tiny shot there, even in the remaster... even in the OG remaster, they kept the ice bridge, like a stone bridge, you know, covered in ice. In the remake, they made it out of metal, and I don't know why. And I haven't gone back there. I hadn't done that bit where I'd go back through and see if I could, you know, cheese the rundown. Not that it would matter, but like I haven't seen if I can do that yet. But even in the graphical remaster they did, Anniversary Edition, they still kept the bridge. They didn't change it. It's whatever. Anyways, let's move on to Campaign Evolved. I don't know, I just like to do the double claps, so we're gonna keep doing them. Start it up. Oh, Steam Cloud error because I ran the other game after turning the one off, but I didn't let it update the data. Oh well. It'll update when I turn it on. Are we doing shaders today? We are not doing shaders today. Yay! Set the controls, because we know they reset them. Here we go. Without further ado, let's get into the library. Alright, hold on. Restart mission.
If the flood escapes this halo, it will of course consume all viable hosts in this galaxy. Why, naturally, the flood is simply too dangerous to release, and mass sterilization protocols may again need to be enacted. Of course, samples were kept here after the last catastrophic outbreak, for study. It seems that decision may have been an error. I would conjecture that the other species currently on the installation are responsible for releasing the flood. They seem most persistent in their attempts to access restricted areas. We must collect the index before we can activate the installation. We are near the index chamber. Follow me.
How can I follow you? I have to teleport in there. There's no active following I can do. Why are we in the Himalayas? What point is there to stopping on an outside location in an ice basin, or whatever the term would be? Why on a mountain with winds blowing all around, which will make it more difficult to hear you? Would you stop there? Why would you stop there? Why go halfway and then say, oh, we gotta do the thing we gotta do, and then teleport me into the library? That's really dumb. Are you just trying to show off your graphical capacity? Because it's a complete and utter waste. No one cares how happy you are to present a snowstorm in a game. Just do the thing right. He teleports him from the swamp directly into the library. No juncture. Oh, what is going on? Hello? Guys? What is going on? That works. This doesn't?
The index is naturally our first priority.
My controller was never the primary method of playing the game.
Cannot activate the installation's failsafe.
Can I use the mouse and keyboard?
We must make our way to the transit lift on the other side of this level.
Oh, this is awful. Okay, so there's no creative visual. Yeah, for some reason it was registering my plugged-in GameCube controller for the Robotron videos, which are the only views I get. And I hate when modern games prioritize a controller over the mouse and keyboard when I'm playing on PC. Anyways, so no creative visual way for the player to see. All right, so that zoom is 2x, and this is 1.4. Anyways, there's no creative visual, no interesting way that they do, like, set up the scene, set up with the tone of music or anything. It's just very bright and colorful. Almost as if I'm not supposed to be afraid or even slightly unnerved or irked in any kind of form or fashion. It doesn't even look like the library, right? Look at how tiny this is!
Your combat skin is not fitted with a contragravity web? Curious.
Contragravity web? Are you an idiot? This place was outfitted with elevators because they knew that was because it's a good functioning bit of technology. Shut up. What is this? All right. So, given the nature of the flood, given the nature of the containment of the flood on this installation, and the fact that the flood hadn't been released until but hours ago in game time, I don't think it's reasonable for this much of the Flood culture to be here. I don't think that can happen that fast. I know they act fast, but it just seems like a bit much. Right? Given that they were like that in 343, Guilty Spark, now they're like this in the library. I think it's moving a little too fast, and I think maybe the developers didn't understand
To ignore your task.
as they didn't understand anything else. Shut up, idiot. Why am I opening the doors that you should be opening because you have power over the entire installation? Why is it so small? The library is meant to be this massive thing. What is this?
Despite the containment protocols.
What is this? Why does this room exist? What is the purpose of the room? And why does it look like we're in a construction site with floodlights? I mean, I guess pun intended, but...
Containment failure. System integrity. Holy audacity.
Can I have a shotgun? Is it possible you could give me a shotgun?
Spores that cause a host to mutate. The mutated host then produces spores that can pass the flood to others. It is insidious and deadly. As long as any hosts remain, the flood is filled. Please, follow closely.
Okay. I'm like, why is the area so small? Why is it so indistinct and circuitous looking? Why is it all homogeneous ugliness? Right? What do these panels do? What is the purpose of these panels? These were great opened hallways. Why is the tunnel this circuitous? Why? I need answers. This looks really, really bad. Why did you decide that this has to be the most ugly, disgusting looking world that could be? I understand that you're running on the conceit of Halo 4, but the problem here is that the canon, until Halo 4 comes out, is that humans are Forerunner, and so the structure should look like humans, not dumb space aliens.
A failsafe has been tripped on this portal. I must attend to it. Oh, my apologies. This area must be tested before we can proceed.
Oh, finally a shotgun. The fact that I have to clear out all the little ones is absurd. All the big flood? Sure. All the tiny flood? That's a bit ridiculous.
Odd. This portal is blocked. Apologies. We will need to reroute. Follow me.
Oh, incoming train, my bad. The worst part is I have to waste a bunch of ammo taking out corpses on the ground so that they don't respawn. So that they don't keep coming at me.
Oh, you did survive. How delightful. These sentinels will supplement your combat systems. I suggest you reach
What is this?
numbers continue to grow, Reclaimer. Full containment failure expected in 15 cycles.
You do realize that all the rings aren't built exactly the same, right?
Section 5524 has disrupted power flow to a forbidden distance. Prepare for cannibalization.
I'm gonna prioritize using the assault rifle because they just won't give me enough ammo. Oh, do I get a full suite of ammo now? That's awesome. Oof. A little tight. Alright, Spark, get moving. The textures just look really bad. Maybe it's like supposed to be ray tracing, but like... Maybe it's supposed to be like done for ray tracing, but I don't like it. I just... Oh, just shut up. I'm sorry. Or it doesn't feel like there's a reason for me to be so hostile so early, but... Oof. That's what I'm worried about. Worried about getting got.
Please be patient. My task is still to keep. The sentinels can use it.
Alright, Spark. Come on. It's on you.
Including operations.
Really? No elevators, just a climb down in a microscopic sized... This is so awful, man. This is ugly. See, here's the thing. Until you just like, until you don't have a round chamber, you don't have to rack the, you don't have the, like, pump, haha, the shotgun. And I specifically mean when putting in more rounds, right? Obviously, the generalized function requires the pump, but I mean, anyways. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
Sterilization integrity will require extensive recalibration.
Did you really just one-shot me? Did you really just one-shot me with an enemy that didn't exist in Halo 1? Or 2, for that matter? You really one-shotting me with an enemy that exists only in Halo 3?
Sterilization field integrity will require extensive recalibration. A fire test like retaining is paramount.
You mean it can't blow off its arm? What do you want about? Pop it! No, because there weren't any in the OG, so I'm not looking for them, because that's... Again, you already had a round chambered. You do not need... You don't need to cycle. No, Puerta Bridge and Buentas door?
As per protocol,
Maybe I have it
related
backwards.
markers will direct your progress. Follow diligently.
I think there is a problem. Oh, perhaps not. This is really dumb and unnecessary.
Excellent.
Excuse me? No. Stop it. Okay. Why would you make this harder than it has to be? It was already rather difficult on its own.
I look forward to presenting my full status report once we deal with this outbreak.
And you gotta take those out, because otherwise they'll get up.
Failure in a drone control subsystem. I must reset the backup. Please continue on. I will rejoin you when I have completed my task.
Are you for real? Are we done? Are we good? Finished wasting my time?
Oh, that's a good idea.
You know what if I just like cycle these? Like just keep pushing them forward to keep use of them for when I need them?
Did you listen?
nobody. What? Where's my rocket launcher? The thing I wanted! Huh? There it is. There's the problem, child. The reason we're holding onto the rocket launcher. No, I'm just not having a chance at this, like, being a problem. Not ever again. When you start adding in crap that shouldn't be there, like, that didn't exist at the time, I'm gonna start making exceptions. I'm gonna start fixing problems early.
Security breach detected. Multiple vectors. Reclaimer, please optimize for close quarters tactical engagements.
I'll optimize for whatever's necessary at the time. How about you let me decide what I need?
This will once help you record of 74.
See, we're really close because there's so much more floodliness down here. Not backwards, forward. Frick. No, not again. Oh, shove it. Really? All this way back? You're gonna torture me all this way back? Like somehow I would, like, come on. Where's the gun? Whoa. Ouch. Alright. Oh boy. No covenant. Go ahead, open your mouth.
Ah, the parasite works quickly to degrade my containment options. Don't worry, I won't be far.
Oh, finally. Some blood worth fighting. There we go. Give me just one of the two shotguns on the ground. And we're a little tired of that.
See, I returned just as I promised.
Oof. Strange and open room. What a strange choice of song. That's like, it's really casual for the flood? Great. boy. Oh, okay. We go down this hallway to get this. Do we get invisibility too? Just overshields. Just overshields. For shame! That you wouldn't deck me out in all the best of technology. Oh well. Come on.
The charm of this facility is lost on the less enlightened. Would you not agree?
I don't know if there's charm. It's a lot uglier than the OG. That's for certain.
If this is the end, at least it will be an interesting one.
Will it though? I'm inclined to disbelieve. Are you for real? An invisible flood with a sword. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, it'd be an interesting one. Shut up.
I will prepare to ensure security safeguards are intact.
Like, don't you ever talk to me again, Guilty Spark.
We must continue. This way, please.
Give me this. Oh! Where'd the shotgun go? My shotgun. Come on. Guys, on my nerves here.
Local sentinels are out of compliance and require my attention. I will return soon.
There he is. Miss America. And her sister! Miss Canada. Better be it.
The energy barrier surrounding the index will deactivate when you throw.
When it says there's like no enemies to chase you up there, it's not as tense and dangerous. It's boring. Yeah, super fun there, bro. Ugh.
Protocol requires that I take possession of the index for transport. Your organic form renders you vulnerable to infection. The index must not fall into the hands of the flood before we reach the control room and activate the installation. The flood is spreading. We must hurry.
Okay, that's that. It's a visual mess. No mention of how the human or Forerunner And so it continues to be no, there's no point there. Anyways, no mention of the human or forerunner. No, they just completely erased from the history, right? You know. Just complete new canon erasure of the old, of the good. The level is smaller, less grand, and so it's less interesting. It feels far more claustrophobic, but simultaneously messy, ugly, and empty. The level is smaller, which puts pressure on your mind there, but it's also nothing in it, and so that relieves the pressure. Right? There's a whole bunch of like circuitous paths in this library, and it doesn't feel good. There's just something really fun about Halo 1, and when you go into like those giant service tunnels, those are fun. Like, those are interesting alien-like structures, right? Even if they're built by humans, they're still alien to us because we don't build structures and tunnels that large. On average. Or maybe we do. I think, no, there are some pretty big tunnels we have, actually. And so, but like, even still, like, the tunnels that we do get are large, but not that much larger than a Scorpion tank. Whereas in the OG, it's like 4 times the size of a Scorpion tank, instead of being maybe twice or 2.5 times the size of a Scorpion tank. Or 16 times the size. Anyway, the tunnels are gigantic in the OG, but in this game, they're not. The structures are gigantic. There's a sense of grandeur, a sense of wonder, a sense of like really like wonderful, cool stuff. Part of what makes an ancient civilization so interesting is when they've built something truly gigantic and incredible. It's this massive superstructure, right? When our age is over, our civilizations are all wiped out, and they still see like the skyscrapers or the remains of skyscrapers, and they get to see that and have that wonder, that's going to be very interesting. And they're going to have to like try and keep those things up, and it'll be their own coliseum, right? Except it'll be like, these are business centers, right, where people went in and they sat at a desk and they did nothing for 8 hours a day, and then they got paid for it. That's unfair. They type on the keyboard a lot, but you know, there's something to be said for the grandeur of the structures and the way the world is built, but as it is, there's just nothing. I don't know, there's just nothing interesting. I don't feel wrapped up in this grand quest, this grand adventure on an alien ring made by humans in times long past, long forgotten. You know, I don't feel like I'm on this incredible, awesome journey. I feel like I'm going through an unfinished construction site. I don't feel like I'm going through something that was built with love, care, at the end of a species' life, or at the end of an age, in desperation, right? I feel like I'm going through a construction site that's unfinished. I feel like the paneling looks bad, and perhaps this is the way the graphics have gone about. That like the panels look like they're waiting for like ray tracing, or so, like they're grayed out because I don't have ray tracing on or whatever. And I don't know if I have ray tracing on, and I probably wouldn't put ray tracing on. But it just doesn't feel good. It's not enjoyable. I'm not having a good time. I'm not filled with a sense of wonder and enjoyment, or even fear and terror, because the game doesn't treat it like that. The game treats it like it's a pest. Imagine if you're going through Imagine if you're going through the tunnels and it's covered in paper wasp nests, right? As long as you don't get too close to them, they won't bug you. It looks nasty, but at the end of the day, it's not a big problem. Or maybe mud dauber nests, because those are closer to what flood growth looks like. It's like you're going through a tunnel and it's full of mud dauber nests, and then there's zombies along the way, and the zombies aren't really scary. They're just kind of like in the way. No one's treating with them, like, not even, sorry, the game isn't treating them with the proper respect. Obviously the machine doesn't care because the machine can't get taken over, but the machine is using whatever methods it can to contain the flood and take care of it, right? It just doesn't feel good. It's not good. This is bad. This is really bad. On top of that, there's just the eradication of the proper lore. Humans as Forerunner is the way the series works. To rewrite that with Halo 4's canon of human aren't Forerunner, and do up these structures as if they have to be like they looked in Halo 4, it insults the narrative, right? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You can't re-canonize the first game without all of the things that made it great. The reveal that human are Forerunners is an offhand line, but the fact that humans can directly interface with Forerunner technology without ever having been given permission in any way is interesting, and it runs this. It's a really cool conceit, right? Humans ruled the galaxy at one point, but they lost all of it because they had to erase all sentient life in the galaxy because there was a zombie virus destroying all life in the galaxy. And so they wiped it all out in the hopes that by the time that their descendants came out of the shield worlds, that they would be able to come back stronger, better, and recreate a universe recreate the universe, the seat of power that they had, rerun the universe the way they did. And then to just erase all of that hopeful messaging with, actually, the humans were just a young upstart taking on the big boys, and they disrupted the universe and all these other bad things. I didn't read any of the lore beyond a certain point. It was so bad. It was so bad and unfun and uninteresting, and it's just bad. But man, like, to just erase all that hopeful messaging, all that good, fun, hopeful, like, messaging with, actually, the humans are these young upstarts and the universe is this chaotic Balkan states area. Like, space is a Balkan states area. It's not as fun or interesting. It's not as cool. It's not as kind, but it's not as interesting. It's not as imaginative, right? It doesn't feel good. It's not enjoyable. It's tiring. It's exhausting. It's frustrating. So that was the library and the library. One was really cool and big and open and interesting and imaginative, and one is really tiny, empty, and frustrating. Frankly, just awful. So that's all. If you watched the video all the way through to the end, thank you, I appreciate that. If you like the video, please go on and give it a like. If you dislike the video, why don't you give it a dislike? Stick to your guns. If you think I've got potential, hit that subscribe button. And most importantly, good afternoon. And in case you're watching this at any other time of day, good morning, good evening, and good night.